Around 7 billion people inhabit our planet today. By the year 2050, the human race will have increased to 9 billion people, by which time our Earth's natural resources will have long ceased to provide, as they have so far, the products, food and energy required. In order for our well-being and our cultures to be able to continue to develop as rapidly or even faster, the flow of goods must be maintained, sufficient energy made available and sustainable food provided. But what if natural mineral resources no longer suffice? What if mining and processing are no longer technically viable? These are questions which we shouldn't only be asking today, but where possible also answering. We at the Institute for Materials Recycling and Resource Strategies, IWKS for short, have taken on this huge task, and this film reveals our answers.
Using rather than using up resources, that's our motto at the IWKS. We've dedicated ourselves to the task through the research and development of new recycling technologies and the replacement of scarce raw materials and building materials. We believe that valuable substances should not be degraded and used up continually, but that materials that have been used once should be restored and used again and again. This still happens far too seldom today and can be improved with our help. For example, here at our site in Alzenau, my colleagues and I are addressing the question of which resource strategy makes sense. In doing so, we're researching the question of which dependencies will arise when resources become scarce, which supply channels are viable now, and which will be usable in the future, and what kind of availability we can reckon with. These days, mostly only a few shortages in resources are mentioned in the media. The most prominent example is oil. In the meantime, every child knows that oil is getting scarce and that humanity must look for alternatives. But this is also the case for rare soils, certain metals, ores, or even drinking water. We're researching intensively in all of these areas and deliver solutions to these problems facing the human race. An additional focus of our work is recycling and the cycle of materials. Within this business area, we develop concepts to avoid waste and refuse, and to introduce design aligned with recycling already in the product development phase. With our two sites in Bavarian Alzenau and Hessian Hanau, we see ourselves as regional competence center for the metropolitan region of Rhine-Main. We assist our clients with resource strategies, building materials technology, separation and crushing technologies, as well as innovative materials engineering. Global thinking combined with local action. This strategy is important to us. An example of it?
At the Institute, we develop permanent magnets, for example, with a drastically reduced proportion of rare soils, and that with constant or even improved characteristics.
We're not alone in our research work. We can lean on an outstanding network which extends far beyond the Fraunhofer community. We facilitate applied research and practical implementation successfully, in close cooperation with higher education institutions, research facilities, and with important industries.
There are good reasons for our success, as we always approach problems in the same structured way. First, we gain an overview, then we evaluate, and finally we find a solution, and that quickly. That makes us an equally desirable partner, whether in research or also in industry.
What we do with understanding and with passion. Every single one of us knows how important it is that we here at IWKS concern ourselves with the future. Whether geologist, chemist or environmental engineer, all of us ensure that our clients are able to deal with existing resources more responsibly and efficiently. And that makes sense, don't you think?